what's going on, everyone? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. And of course, today is March 29th, 2025. And this week has been a little wild. I do talk a lot about AI art here on the channel. I think AI art, AI filmmaking is going to be the future of how VFX is done and how it's going to democratize and decentralize so much in regards to the gatekeeping aspect of the entertainment industry as a whole. And this week only further proved that when, my friends, it went mainstream. If you don't know what's going on, let's take a look here. So Variety was reporting the other day that ChatGPT users have been creating Studio Ghibli style AI images. In fact, they've been doing this a lot, myself included. For those of you who know this meme, this is something I was able to get ChatGPT to do. Took a little bit of prompting, but I think it's one of the funniest memes I've ever made. And if you know the source of it, then you know it's kind of funny. And it is just showing that right now, all of this stuff is absolutely going mainstream. And I mean, it is going mainstream. Everyone is talking about this. Everyone has been memeing on it for as much as they possibly can and having themselves a great time while doing it. Don't mind that. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So over on Twitter, there's a gentleman named Chaz that put together this little montage of showing all the memes that have been Studio Ghibli-fied, and it's pretty wild. Yeah, so as you can see, a lot of memes, a lot of memes, a lot of things going on, a lot of people super fucking mad. And I mean this, super mad at all of this, right? You've got accounts here like MCU Direct today putting out this. I asked AI to make Studio Ghibli. Yeah, because that's mature. Or this one here, Culture Grave. I used AI to make Studio. So I mean, look, what we're seeing here is this massive disconnect between the internet and everybody else. And this is what it means when we are in the middle of that culture shift, when we are in the middle of that paradigm shift, when we are there. The internet always responds to things by overdoing it constantly. That is just what they do. That is just what they've always done. And what we're seeing is this massive response from people who, in my opinion, largely just don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, largely are just trying to protect their own mentality, their own ego from this change. I mean, this particular, this meme here kind of summarizes it. Hey, some kids there playing with OpenAI, and another image generator. AI art is soulless slop. It's killing real artists. You're not an artist. AI does all the work for you. Quit having fun. And that's it right there. It's a whole quit having fun. And this is why you're seeing people respond with increasingly violent rhetoric. You know, I had people tell me to kill myself last night because I enjoy AI art. I've seen other people get death threats because they enjoy AI art. They are doing this because it is now mainstream. All right. Now, let me give you guys an example of this. Okay. This might be something for some people to kind of get. Like 20, 25 years ago. Okay. Like I've been a gamer my whole damn life. All right. And that was a real big part of my identity like 20, 25 years ago. I'd go to E3, I'd go to Comic-Con, I'd go to any gaming event I could. Right. Because I was a gamer. I was a hardcore gamer. And it felt like, you know, people were encroaching on my hobby that had no reason to be there. Right? What do you mean mobile games ain't games? What is this? Flash games ain't games unless they come from Newgrounds and they're made by someone who hasn't left his basement in 3 weeks. All right, there's a barrier to entry to be considered a gamer. There are gatekeeping. There were gatekeeping. There probably still are gatekeepers out there that are trying to push this stuff as being like you're not a real gamer if you want to play Dark Souls on easy. Well, shit, you should get good. But maybe it takes you a little bit of time to get good and you got to understand the world first before you throw in the deep end. Some people need that time and that's fine. I don't feel bad. I'm not going to sit there and denigrate anyone for wanting to go into Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Elden Ring and go like, yeah, I want an easy mode. I just want to play it and enjoy it. I just want to explore the world. I'm not going to hold it against them because that's an elitist gatekeeping mentality. And what you've got here is the same thing coming in from these artists, and I'm using it with air quotes because not all artists are like this. But these terminally online people who don't want you to have fun without understanding that the Studio Ghibli situation now made it go completely, entirely mainstream. And it happened at probably, quite frankly, the best time to do that. And let me explain. Before we go into the bigger rant here, let me quickly touch upon this. Princess Mononoke is currently in theaters right now for its 20th anniversary, right? Or 25th anniversary. I forget which one it is. It did $2 million at the box office on a Friday. Okay. It's coming in low, but it's not expected to make a lot of money. Either way, it is still Studio Ghibli distributor champions Princess Mononoke box office at a time when technology tries to replicate humanity. Now, what we have to remember about this is that people are still going to support the art. And a lot of people are now probably more aware of Studio Ghibli because of these memes, which is going to then lead more people to go and check out Studio Ghibli and the work that they've done. Hopefully not that one CGI movie that was like the Angry Witch movie or whatever it was. That was just bad. You know, and that wasn't done by Miyazaki. That was done by his son. So, I mean, the days of the good Studio Ghibli might be behind us, but the memes, my friends, will live on. The internet always does this. Every time there's something new, and that's funny, they will overindulge on it. And what happens is the Streisand effect kicks in. So you've got all of these, I don't even want to call them artists, because not every one of them are artists, but these anti-AI haters. And they're out there nonstop, you know, like just talking all this trash on Twitter. Sending all of these very mean-spirited, very violent themed tweets to people as a way to get them to stop having fun, to shame them into stopping having fun. And they use the same rhetoric, right? Pick up a pencil, learn to draw. Well, yes, artistry is a skill. Artistry is a tool. The vast majority of people out there that are fucking with these memes, guess what, guys? They're not artists. They don't call themselves artists. They're just messing around with new technology. New technology that is never going back in the bag. It's never going back, my friends. It's just never happening. We have to remember that. We have to understand that wholeheartedly. This stuff is never going back in the bottle. It's only going to get bigger and bolder and crazier and everything else. And the stuff you're able to do with it is pretty damn funny. Is pretty damn funny. All right. Like I took, this image here from one of my all-time favorite movies, and I'm sure one of yours, Pulp Fiction. And I threw it through there and I was like, all right, give me Bert and Ernie. And it gave me this image of Bert and Ernie. And look, they're in the same position, basically. I mean, Ernie is dressed as Ernie. Bert is dressed as Sam Jackson's character. All right. But everything else is still largely there. You have like the little lamp, the little window right there, the window behind him, or like the light shade, lamp shade, whatever. Behind him and everything else. It even got the phone mostly, and it got the couch. And then I even had it do it in the style of Sesame Street, the cartoon. And it even more accurately reflected the original image minus the foam, but it got the lampshade shadow right there. And this is just what I was able to do in a couple minutes for fun. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, let me kind of go into this here on a more philosophical level. One of the things I've heard the gatekeepers say is that there's no risk to AI art. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. You can just re-roll it. The only risk is your financial investment due to the tokens that you have, but whatever. But there's also very little risk to digital art as well. If you make a mistake, you can undo it. You can go back. You can fix what was wrong. You have more fine-tuned control over it, but it's the same thing, right? You have the ability to remove the mistake. And as Bob Ross would say, there are, no mistakes, just happy accidents. But with woodwork, metalwork, drawing on pen and paper, whatever, man, that there's risk. You make a mistake, you might have to start over again or find a way to work around what you have. The passion comes from the mental energy and the emotional energy that goes into the idea that you are trying to espouse. And this is where the gatekeeping part really sets in. The gatekeeping part is all about, well, my way is the only way to do it. No, that's not true. You have your passion, so do other people, but they express it differently. Instead of trying to gatekeep how people express themselves, why not, work with them? Figure out a way to maybe go, well, this is cool, but if you were to go and learn how to use Photoshop more correctly, here's some tutorials, you might be able to kind of tweak what you wanted to get more of a style for what you're looking for. Rather than make it they would rather attack than make it a collaborative space. And they do it because there's fear. They do it because there's fear of them losing their jobs. Which, again, the thing is, there's always going to be human-led development in this stuff, in artistry, animation, everything else. They have the skills and the talent to be able to kind of firmly position themselves at the top of the mountain. But they're not going to do that out of some very dumb belief system that is actually largely mired in fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of the other, fear and uncertainty, insecurities, you name it, it's there. So instead of trying to understand where we are, where things are going, not follow the puck, but anticipate where the puck is going to go, to quote Wayne Gretzky, they would rather sit like a dog on a nail and complain. Whereas this Studio Ghibli art has now pushed it to the mainstream. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's doing it. It was like melting ChatGPT GPUs, right? Melting all these things. And that is the situation. That's why it's so funny to me, is because all they have to do is just learn it. Like they're telling us to do. And the thing is, we are. And that's going to ultimately make them obsolete because, again, you're not going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. You are going to be replaced by people who know how to use it. So just some food for thought. And I want to hear your thoughts. So please let me know.